Are you missing the villa?
Yeah, I do really miss the villa. Like, obviously, I made, like, such amazing friends and everyone was so lovely and I just really do miss them all.
How much has your life changed already?
It's really weird because I feel like I'm the same person, but I feel like things have changed, like, just slightly. Like, I went to the restaurant the other day and I walked out and there was, like, loads of people screaming and then I started screaming with them. I was like, ah!
And that happens every time you see someone?
I hope not. It was really weird, but yeah, everything's just been so amazing and welcoming. It's
loads
great.
of support.
Yeah.
Absolutely loads. OK, now let's go back. You started off in a couple with Michael by default. How were your first couple of days in the villa?
First couple of days, they were hard because obviously, like, you expect to go in and be in, like, a romantic couple, and that didn't happen. But looking back, I felt like that was probably the best thing to have it happen because I felt like I really got to know Michael firsthand, and he's such an amazing person. And everyone was kind of like in the same boat. There was like loads of friendship kind of couples, and no one kind of knew what was going on. So yeah, first few days were hard, but it was nice.
It was nice.
Yeah.
OK, well, thankfully, Danny came into the rescue and picked you to go on a date.
Yeah.
Was there an instant attraction? Back then, we're going back in time now.
Yeah, back then, yeah, there was. Back then.
How good back then did it feel to have a romantic connection with somebody?
It was nice because I feel like at that stage everyone was kind of like established in like romantic couples, and I was just like floating around the villa for ages. And then when he came in, it was great because I was like, okay, finally, like I'm going to be in a romantic couple.
Yeah. Why did you find it so hard to open up to him?
I feel like, obviously, like, I've been hurt in the past, and, like, my relationships in the past have always been, like, either me being cheated on or a third party coming in. So, obviously, going into the villa where, like, everything is just, like, heightened and, like, you're really vulnerable. And then it's so hard then to open up to someone you've only known for, like, 2 or 3 days. And I feel like people don't really understand how hard it is.
I think that's totally normal, by the way.
Yeah, okay,
totally normal. OK, Danny did reassure you by telling you this.
I came here because I wanted to find one particular person who ticks every box. Every box. And the chance of another person coming in who ticks every box that you tick is impossible. That's how I know I'm not going to let my head sound.
That face you gave him.
I knew he was lying.
Did you?
So
you didn't believe anything that came out of his mouth?
That's when we started shaking, being really shaky, because I was like, how can you say that to me? I was like, we've only been together, like, we weren't in a couple at that stage. I was like, we've only been together a couple of days. How are you so sure? And that's when I wasn't sure anymore, because I was like, how are you so sure? I was like, you don't know. And I said it to him. I was like, you don't know who's coming in that door. I was like, yeah, I tick all your boxes, but how do you know someone isn't going to tick more boxes? How do you know there's not going to be new boxes and they're going to tick it? And then I started being unsure, and that's when it started being shaky.
So too much too soon, he was saying,
I just
What was the dynamic in your relationship? Because he felt like he was doing all the running around and you weren't doing anything. Do you agree?
Not really. I feel like it's all based on, like, love languages. Like, there's 5 different love languages, and, like, we just spoke different love languages, and it's not because we weren't compatible. It was just, we just spoke different love languages. Like, with him, he's more of, like, you know, affection and, like, words of affirmation and physical touch, where I'm more of, like, active service. So I feel like it just took a while for us to understand each other's love languages, and when we finally did, it was too late.
Yeah, it didn't quite flow. Then came in Arabella.
Yeah.
How did he change after their date?
It was, you see, when he came back after their date, he was like, I'm still not interested. My head hasn't turned. I still really want you. You're the only person I want to be with. And then I was like, well, then it's time for me to really open up and really trust him. I was like, I was like...
Why do you think he did that, though?
I don't know. Because if it was like, that would have been an easy way out. He could have just came back and be like, oh, things are shaky, let's put it to an end. But he didn't. And then I was like, okay, maybe he does really like me.
It's like he just didn't have the guts to say it.
No, I wasn't. Then I was like, okay, because when he said that, I was like, maybe he does really like me. And I was like, okay, it's time for me then to open up.
It was time for you to get affectionate.
And that's what I did.
That's what you did. I think my favourite thing you did and the whole time was when he was sitting by the pool with Arabella and you just went and sat on him. I was like, this is mine. Was it territorial?
No, it wasn't. Like, I just sat on him like everyone else was doing to guys that they were in a couple with. Like, I was showing him the affection that he wanted. I mean, what more can you do?
OK, well, it must have been so hard for you to sit there and watch Danny getting to know Arabella. But let's take a look at how you handled the whole situation.
You already told me a couple of days ago that you're not interested in getting to know anyone else. Am I right or am I right or am I wrong?
No,
did you not say? I'm not
rude.
trying to be
You're
rude
being
because
very rude.
I'm not trying to be rude. I'm
you're
saying
rude.
no.
Okay. No,
Danny,
stop,
I'm
speak.
really not.
Speak.
I mean, it was a great moment. Was it the fact that Danny wanted to get to know Arabella, or was it the way he was with you that upset you?
It was the way he was with me that upset me. And what he said yesterday, like literally that was the day before, he literally sat down and said, I am not interested in Arabella. I don't want to look at her. I'm going to get to know her out of courtesy, but I am not interested at all. So from going from 100 to 0 real quick, and like the next morning, it's like they have an instant connection. It's like, how does that happen? It makes you question, like, were you really genuine at all? Because how can you go from 100 to 0 overnight? Like, that's impossible.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, let's talk about the final recoupling, which saw you dumped from the island. What was going through your head when it was just you and Arabella left at the fire pit?
I knew he was going to pick Arabella.
Why?
Because that day, you see, once Arabella came in and once we had our discussion and we said we were going to try, then it was like 3 days after that he didn't speak to me at all. Not once did he come over to me and have a conversation. So it was like, then we got the text and it was like, oh, you know, someone's going to be dumped. And he went to Arabella straight away and he didn't come to me. And I'm the one he's in a couple with.
That's so upsetting. Have you spoken to Arabella?
No, I haven't spoken.
Do you want to speak to Arabella?
I mean, like, she's a lovely girl and I didn't really get to know her in the villa because it's really awkward getting to know someone that's trying to steal your man. You don't really get to know them on a personal level. So obviously I didn't get to know her in the villa, and now that we're out, we don't really have that established friendship that, like, I feel like it just wouldn't really be genuine if we kind of had that friendship now. It would be really forced.